The one story that has kind of trickled through to my college brain now is our beloved Pat Hoberg. Perfect Pat, the number one umpire. Perfect Pat, who literally did not miss in the World Series in 2022. He seems to have gotten himself mixed up in a little bit of dribble drabble, a little bit of maybe allegedly over under, a little bit a little bit of jambling.
Right. Jambling. We'll keep this brief because this is clearly still a developing story. But basically, when we talked about the players who were suspended for gambling recently, as we referred to, it seemed like during spring training, the legal betting partners that baseball now has were alerting the league when people associated with the sport were involved in some sort of gambling. And it appears that such a thing has happened once again in the case of Mr. Hoberg, as the league refers to him as. This is from the league. During this year's spring training, MLB commenced an investigation regarding a potential violation of MLB sports betting policies by umpire Pat Hoberg. Mr. Hoberg was removed from the field during the pendency of that investigation. While MLB's investigation did not find any evidence that games worked by Mr. Hoberg were comprised or manipulated in any way, MLB determined that discipline was warranted. Mr. Hoberg has chosen to appeal that determination. Therefore, we cannot comment further until the appeal process is concluded. This is why we will cut this off here, and definitely we'll be talking about this again at some point in the coming weeks or months, is that Mr. Hoberg, our hero, Perfect Pat, one of the best umpires in baseball, who not just is good at calling balls and strikes, but has been shouted out by the likes of Bryce Harper in interviews when talking about umpires being crappy as being like, yeah, you know who is good? Pat Hoberg. You talk to players around the league, you say, you know who is good? You know who is nice to me? Pat Hoberg. Not every player is going to like him. I saw Cameron Maben put out a tweet that was like, this guy was annoying. I didn't like Pat Hoberg. I was like, oh, okay. All right. So there's another perspective. However, most well regarded as good at his job. Pat Hoberg is appealing. He put out a statement. I'm appealing MLB's determination that I should be disciplined for violating the sports betting policies. While that appeal is pending, it would not be appropriate to discuss this case. That said, I have devoted my adult life to the profession of umpiring, and the integrity of baseball is of the utmost importance to me. I look forward to the appeal process and grateful to the MLB Umpires Association in supporting me in this appeal. So there is more to be uncovered here, right? Well, when players got suspended, they were like, yep, that sucks. I gambled on baseball. Sorry about it. Here, I tell you everything that I did and didn't do. Now I'm banned for a year, or in Tucapita's case, B4L. Gone forever.
B4L.
But in Hoberg's case, this is an ongoing thing. This is disappointing. As you pointed out before we recorded, Jake, while I would like to have the most generous interpretation of the situation, there ain't any other of, Vic Carapaza's not getting, disciplined for this so far, right? So we know. So we're stuck with Hoberg in some sort of mess that he seems to have gotten himself into, and we will find out what happens from here.
Look, I don't know any inside information here, but free Pat, fight the power. Pat is appealing, and he is appealing to watch call balls and strikes as well. Booyah. Look, we don't know anything.
No.
But Dan Iasonia's not getting, something here is amiss to an extent, right?
Clearly, Pat has made some level of mistake.
Yeah.
What that mistake is and how much we will be judging him, whether we will ever see him umpire games again, that is to be determined, right? This is not discipline. This was not, you're gone forever. It's even as we stand now, there is reason to believe that Pat Hoberg will return one day. However, right now, it doesn't appear that day is coming anytime soon.
Pat's only mistake.
I will say, go ahead.
Pat's only mistake was being too nice with it.
This is the last thing I'll say about this. In the event that Pat Hoberg is cleared, or even that he's disciplined for the rest of this season and then comes back next season, I am very curious if when Pat Hoberg returns and they announce him at whatever, Tigers Royals series in 2025, does the crowd just go nuts for Pat Hoberg returning to his post behind the dish? I hope. We'll see. I'll be cheering him if he's there.